Hi, welcome to another video of Visby. I've done a couple of things. You can see a merchant in some different clothes. He has something hanging from him. If it's noticeable, it's a little bit small. There's a key here hanging from him. I basically added support for attachment that can attach to joints or bones in one of my skeletons. So this is one of my sprites that don't just have one bone or one joint in them. It has two. And what I'm attaching is basically a key. And the key also has animation on it that is running. It's kind of shaking a little bit. It's not tied to the animation of the character, so it's a unique animation on the key itself. And if you go closer, you can see that you can steal the key. And I added icons here. And the way I do the icons is basically I'm using the sprite texture. I don't use the normals, I only use the diffuse texture, so they're in the colors. You can see that I get either the key or the character. So I made it so that when I'm searching for actions that I can perform on one of these entities, I also search what he's holding, what's attached to him. And if there is an action that I can do there, I'll search and choose that first. If there are other actions like tap and push, they're on the actual character. So you can go there, you can try and steal the key. You have to do it from behind, otherwise he notices. And then you have it. And you can also drop it. So it's down there again. You see the animation is still running on it, even though it's not attached. I'm going to tie that to the attaching. You also saw that the icons have become a little bit bigger here for the UI. It wasn't really that clear, and also I think UI in games are hard to tweak. You don't know exactly how big the screen is going to be. So I have certain ideas there. There are things that I've read where there are TCRs from the console developers where they say you're not allowed to put icons close to the border of the screen, and there are certain things that you have to follow for the size of these icons and the text size. I'm following a little bit of that, but this is basically just me trying to make it a little bit more accessible so that you can see what you're doing. Also, their background here a little bit gray on the buttons, so you can see what you're going to do. When there was no background here, it wasn't clear to see these sprites. I'm not using the normal map and depth on these sprites that are rendered for the icons. So that's why it's not as clear to see as it's in the game. In the game they get the normal map shading the edges of the character, but I don't use that in the icon. I might try something to do that. Also, I want to see or show this. So the bird is in the cage, but I haven't set him up so he's attached yet. So if you go behind the cage, you can basically see the bird here, and you can kind of take it. That's it. It wasn't much this week. I'm just using the techniques that I've already implemented, and depending on how much time I have in the week, I'll do more or less work. But the goal is that you're taking the key, you're going to use it. I mean, the merchant here is kind of around a certain area, so the key is usable. Well, I don't think it's much of a stretch to guess that the key is going to be used on the cage for the bird. That's it. Thanks. Bye.